evening, everybody. I love that song. I remember the first time I heard that song. Oh, wow. What a great view I have here. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Oh my gosh, who do you have there, Lynn? Cute little stuffed animal. I'm without my love, my sweetheart tonight. I don't know if I see her on there, but if you're listening, Judy, I love you and I miss you and I can't wait to see you in a few days. Judy and Maria are on the road. They're somewhere in California tonight. Tomorrow night, they will be in Las Vegas, Nevada. And then on Wednesday, of course, they'll be in Salt Lake City. But happy Valentine's Day, ladies and gentlemen. And so glad that you're here with us. I don't know if anybody saw earlier, there was an email that was sent out. There's also, I believe Ken will talk about it, a posting. Judy and I are so excited about, everything that's going to happen for all of us in the future. And, when things always don't go perfectly the way we planned it, it hurts us so much. But I just want you to know that there's lots of action happening, and I know all these supply chain issues and shipping issues and all this stuff. I mean, we couldn't have probably maybe time-wise, I mean, we picked a tough period of time, but you know what? Sometimes things just can't wait. And I have to tell you something, because the truth is, when you're doing something that really is going to be great, and what we're about to do is going to be unbelievably, fabulously great. I don't know if that's a word or not, but when you do that, the stories that are created, the challenges that you overcome, and all of those things. If there are no challenges, there usually isn't anything great that happens as a result. That's something that I've learned for certain. And just so excited to have all of you here on this journey. There's some information Ken's going to give you. But you know what's so cool about what we've got is, most of us on here know how powerful a functional coffee beverage is, right? Why is that? I didn't know. And
Valentine's Day.
There's Maria. I gotta mute her out here. Okay. Hello, Maria. Hi, Judy. Wherever you're at. Happy Valentine's.
It's me, honey. Happy Valentine's. Sorry to interrupt. I know it's rude, but
happy Valentine's.
We all love you. We're watching.
Happy Valentine's. See you in a couple of days.
Okay.
Back to you, honey. Oh, we have this perfect magic. It all starts with all of us. And then when you add it to having this functional beverage, right? This beverage that delivers this goodness that we give people, whether, it be focus or energy or appetite suppression and all that stuff. And but then the really other cool part about what we're all about to do together is we're going to be disruptive. And when I say that, you've heard me talk before. One of the things that has always bothered me in direct sales is that, when I first saw direct sales, my first experience in it, Judy and I didn't know it was direct sales, but we loved this product. And we were just sharing it with people. And the product was doing the lifting for us. It was doing the work. I was busy with the furniture business, and Judy was busy with me in that business. It was just a product that we would share with people. And so the product has to do the lifting. And, over the 30 years that we've been exposed to direct sales, I've seen, a lot of products that don't do the lifting. And, quite honestly, coffee does that. And one of the reasons it does it is because it's something that so many people are already doing. And if they're not, you know what, just hang on, because there's other functional beverages that will come with other flavors and things for everybody's palate to appreciate. But so we'll have something for everybody, ultimately. And so the power of delivering a product or delivering an experience to something people are already doing, it just makes it so natural. And, like I said, so many of us have experienced when you have a great experience, and that's what we've got now, this amazing experience. It's a winner. But the other cool part was we're actually, with the bagels And, some of you have been, anybody raise your hand if you've been to one of the events that have happened across the country. Yeah, with the bagels and the waffles, pancakes, those products, that's what's really going to be quite disruptive. And the reason I say that is because over all these years, especially more so during the last 10 years, I've seen that it's harder. It's harder for that person to purchase that starting pack, to get going in their business and go out and actually have success. And what I mean by success is within 60 days, they have made back more than they spent on that pack. They have customers to show for it. And you know what? When you have customers and customers love your product, guess what? The distributors, the partners that join you into business, they happen very naturally. And so that's this shift that's about to happen. And we're blessed that we've got some amazing products that are extremely consumable that people do every day, or people want to do every day, but they can't do every day. And that's that other little piece of magic. Now, we could go build a great big business just with the coffee, and that's what we're doing right now. But when these other pieces show up, that's when we're going to get really disruptive. That's when so many people are going to win. Now, they're going to take it to whatever level they want to take it to, right? I mean, some people just want to go out and get a bunch of customers, right? Maybe make an extra $1,000 a month or a couple $1,000s a month. Well, we have that. And others are looking for, replacing that job, or, they have other goals, right? From maybe just sending one of their kids to private school, to quitting their job, to going and buying a jet plane or something. I mean, that's possible too. 1 second here, I'll mute. There we go. Mute there. Sorry about that. But I mean, we have the magic, we have the system now, or we will have that other piece that's going to be disruptive. And it's as simple as what Chris Schweda, he came up with the line, and all we did is slip another word into it. Have you heard about the coffee and the bagel diet? Everybody's talking. Maria again. I'm not able to unmute him.
Tonight, I literally ate.
There we go. I got her. Boy, wait till I get her later, huh? Have a little talk with her later. But no, we have this other piece that's going to be, quite honestly, very disruptive. And it isn't just going to be the coffee and the bagel diet, or the waffle and the bagel diet, the pancake and the waffle diet. We're going to move into a lot of other areas. I can tell you that this team that created the bagels and that created the waffles and the pancake mix, which are all in the process right now, so that that the raw materials are all on order to start manufacturing all of that product and start bringing it on in. But you know what? We're not just looking at that. We're looking at also doing some other stuff. A lot of people have said, what about gluten-free? We can make a gluten-free bread. We know that's almost no carbohydrates, like probably less than a carb. The only problem with bread is we can't do it and make it right now and send it to you already done, but we can make it so you can go ahead and add some water and throw it in a bread machine, or maybe throw it in a bread pan. I wouldn't know how to do that, but I can throw it in a bread machine and hit the button. But the bottom line is we're going to have all these other, have you heard about the gluten-free bread diet? Have you heard about the pasta diet? Because we're going to do it. Have you heard about the coffee and cookie diet? Remember the cookie diet years ago? Like, that was crazy, right? Like, we can do that. Why do I say that? Because we've done it, okay? All we have to do is commercialize it, right? Just like we've, worked on commercializing the bagels, and we're working on the commercialization of the pancake waffle mix, which is now ready for, obviously, when raw materials come in, then the manufacturing process happens, and boom, away we go with that. But you see what's so neat about it is we have this thing that attracts everybody, right? And you know what? Just be a customer of ours. on one of our functional beverages or one of our other products in our program. We've got, there's just, it's endless. So that's why I say we're going to be so disruptive. Why is that? Because everybody's going to win. And that's been the missing piece. You don't have to, or people won't have to come here to become an expert at something, right? I mean, some things, you got to kind of become an expert on. Let's be serious, right? It isn't just as simple as taking it and tasting it and saying, you know what? I love the way this tastes. I'm already doing it. Yes, I'm going to do this. It makes sense. I want more focus. I want more energy. I want less calories. I want less carbs. And that's why this is going to win. So that's why we're so excited. And thank you for being so gracious along with Judy and I, because our hearts are, they just want everybody to win. We want all you guys to win, and we are not going to stop until we have that. I just want you to know that. And again, thank you so much. I see Ken's here tonight. I want to go ahead and bring Ken on. Some of you have seen the email that went out. Others, I think he'll tell you where he's posting it and kind of give you some updates on what's happening right now live while we're going on. Ken, I'm going to go ahead and TO it over to you.
We're gonna get rich, just like Rhonda's dog said.
I don't know if I need to unmute you or
No,
not.
no, I'm good, Mark. I was just taking
Okay.
a pause. It's a pleasure to see everybody tonight, and thank you to Mark and Judy for all the information. And guys, when I tell you that, again, from being in this industry for 30 years and the last better part of almost 19 years, dealing with a lot of company owners, you just don't see people do what Mark and Judy continue to do. When I look over the fact that they automatically put 5 more bags in here, it's one thing to say, hey, we're sorry for the shipping delays. I don't know how many of you have been in pre-launches before with companies. I've pre-launched companies into Asia, the US, and Europe. And when we're doing that, I've yet to see a pre-launch of a major product coming into a company ever go well. No matter what you try and forecast or think about. And, the companies will always say, hey, we're sorry. And they just expect you to deal with it. So it's awesome to be associated with leaders like the two of them that will step up and basically give you, for all intents and purposes, a $300 bonus for hanging in there a couple extra weeks. So Mark and Judy, I appreciate the 5 extra bags of coffee, and we'll have some fun with that. Separate from that, guys, I'll tell you that as I look to the landscape and talk to the other leaders that I know throughout a multitude of different companies, including master distributors and top income earners that are, 50, 150, 250 a month. It's the same thing they're talking about. What the hell are you guys doing over there with bagels? Nobody can wrap their head around it initially, but they're beginning to hear the coffee and bagel diet. I mean, as Mark talked about, Chris, came up with adding that line in here. And have you heard about, the coffee and bagel diet? And as soon as you start to hear that, who isn't going to say what? I was talking to one of my other friends in the gym the other day, and, I'm a carb lover. I don't know about you guys, but, I could easily put away 4,000 calories a day. And, when you get past 50 and you're used to eating that way, all of a sudden that weight just comes on. So I've started to play with the keto diet and the paleo diet, but I'm a carb lover. I'm a bread lover. And to have basically lost bread in my life, pasta and everything else, was a tragedy. But knowing that we're going to be able to forecast that path in there, I can tell you that every single person, I know all of you that go into the gym or you go into your local Pilates or your yoga studio or for God's sakes, anywhere, who doesn't know somebody that loves bread? And when Mark first talked about the bagel part, I kind of like tilted my head. You ever see somebody like look at you and not really get it? And my head kind of tilted as he's talking about it. I'm going, really, bread? And I remember that was back in 2008. I had somebody say the same thing to me about coffee, and that they were going to introduce coffee into the network marketing industry. And I won't go into that company, but I tilted my head probably and looked at him like, are you kidding? Nobody's ever going to pay for coffee inside a network marketing deal. And of course, that company went to over 300 and then 500 million a year on coffee. And so if you get in front of the issue and you're able to charge with that, then the wave that takes off, if you can get in front of that, which every one of you on this call tonight is positioned for that. And that's why I'm so excited after 30 years in this industry. And I know this isn't all about money. This is about relationships and everything else. But I got to tell you, I'm a hard chaser of the greenbacks. So, and guys, I'm on fire with what I know is going to be produced by this team. And I'm watching the volumes and watching everything run through. And we're blessed to have servant leaders like Mark and Judy that sit back and just love on everybody. I'm looking at the production, the numbers, the forecasting, and everybody on this call, whether that is your desire or not, you're going to be able to bless a lot of people with where you're heading in life right now. So it doesn't matter if you chase money or you're chasing relationships or helping people. It's amazing how much more you can help people if you can also bless them financially. So that tidal wave is coming very quickly on here. And with Valentis coming really right alongside Mark and Judy, obviously as them being owners of the company, but coming in Dave Jordan and giving 100% support to this has really helped us with this entire fast tracking of the path. One quick note before I forget, I have had a couple questions from those of you that purchased on the VIP packs, and everybody knows they're grandfathered in. If you did that at the diamond level, the key with that grandfathering in was not that you would receive the monthly car bonus. That's a $400 bonus, and so you're actually going to have to do the volumes to get to the diamond rank to qualify for the car bonus. The great thing about the VIP pack that was set up for you, however, is that you have the ability to not be capped at 1,000 on the weekly binary as you would at Emerald, but instead to be capped at 2,000 a week at the diamond level. That's a massive increase on potential weekly income earning. And in addition to that, you have zero cap on the check match. That was the big deal with getting the VIP code for the diamonds. And you guys are set to win in a very, very big way with that. This coming week, you're going to continue to see all the updates on shipping, everything that Josh is doing. His feet are actually on the ground at the new manufacturer's facility, doing everything there, staying on top of it. And as everything's fine-tuned this week at the new manufacturer, we're going to see just an acceleration and full product fulfillment being stacked up in the warehouse. Mark and Judy have talked about this at length. Once we get this initial run done, the next PO will likely be coming shortly thereafter to purchase. In that PO, we're looking at probably, Mark, about 50% of that being in stick packs. Wasn't that your estimate?
Yes.
Yeah. So with the 50% coming in stick packs, you're going to be in a position to really enjoy the sampling side of this, and use that 6-day experience that Valentis has so successfully set up. We're working with the director of marketing right now because we have to create the soul side, envelopes and mailers and everything else to go out along with that. So it's just been a flurry of an enormous amount of activity behind the scenes. And most of it was explained in the email, but I'll tell you guys that everybody is working at a fever pitch behind the scenes, and Valentis is running double shifts this week to go ahead and get everybody caught up. So by Friday, everybody should have tracking numbers and be completely caught up. And by next week, there won't be any delayed product anymore. And we'll be out of this early pioneer stage. And you guys will just be building huge teams, and all the stress we went through over the last 7 to 10 days will be far behind us. On a closing note, I did see somebody ask for a refund today and came through. And I thought to myself as I watched that come through, I said, what an unfortunate move for that person. They have no idea what they've just done to themselves long-term by lacking the patience to go ahead and simply stick out a little bit of a rough patch and walk away from this. So if you have anybody on your team that's done that, just bless them and tell them, I hope you, make the right decision, find where you're looking for, because know in your heart that they are making a tremendous mistake. Most likely will be coming back, but if they don't, they will miss one of the greatest opportunities of their life that they're going to see within this industry with the path that we're on. And with that, I'll turn it over to Chris.
Hey, Chris, can 1 second just say something? Just Just so you know, if you purchase a VIP and you haven't received those samples yet, those samples are still going out. Plus, you're gonna get the full 27 bags with your order, okay? So don't feel as though, oh gosh, because I didn't get those samples, that's not your case. Now, if you didn't buy that package, understand it's really easy to make samples too. We'll do another video. I bought a little device for $7.50 that seals things, and I bought these really nice little packets. I got like 200 of them for like $15. I bought the pretty gold ones. You can get pink, purple, whatever color you want. And it's so simple to make a professional sample. If you don't have any, that's what we did in previous builds. And this is a moment we're going into, and I'll let Chris talk about that, where you're gonna now be able to onboard customers. And this is your lives now when we're able to start shipping these customers immediately. Your lives are about to change drastically. This is about to blow up for everybody because like I said, when you have a customer that loves the product, the distributors happen very naturally. Take it away, Chris. One more second. This is like one of my bestie friends in the whole world. You know, you guys, you know, most of us, when you really get into it, I have 3 of those who I grew up with, you know, when you walking the railroad tracks with your buddies. I know you guys can relate to that. And, you know, you can call them anytime, anywhere, you know, they'll be there. But I know that both Ken and Chris here, they round out my whole hand of my besties, you guys. And I couldn't be, this is for me just so awesome to have these guys on this journey with us. And I'm so excited about, you know, all the people that are coming along with. I can't wait to meet all your friends and family that are coming on this journey with us. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to one of my favorite buddies in the whole world, Chris Schweda.
Thank you so much, Mark. Guys, it's interesting. You know, as we're sitting here and we're moving forward, and what people don't know if you haven't worked with us in the past is that for 2 years, we were really, you know, pushing and asking Mark and Judy to help fix what we were dealing with. And, you know, what many of you all don't know, that they really could have just retired and would have been good for the rest of their lives. And what we're doing here is based on the community and the culture and the people that helped get them where they could retire for the rest of their lives. They wanted to make sure that everyone had that exact same opportunity. And what many of you all don't know, that they walked away from an income that some people would be like, oh my gosh, a dream come true. I make this much a year, but they were making that much a month. And I just want to thank you guys for doing what you did to create this for us, so where we can go out there and truly create the life that we've always imagined, that we've always dreamed. And some of you all are on this call and you know, it sounded like a good idea. Like, oh, that sounds fun, whatever, I can go do it. And you might not have that big dream, that big vision of what is possible. I see people dancing in the background, so apparently they think something. But with that being said, a lot of people haven't given themselves permission to dream. And I want to tell you that every single one of you all are only 6 inches away from whatever it is that you want in life. And that 6 inches is in between your ears. That 6 inches is basically the way that you think and the way that you feel is what's going to create everything that you have in your life. And, you know, it's unfortunate that many of us have bought into whatever the system or whatever the program that we've been programmed since the time we were kids. And the thing is that it doesn't matter what your program is or what your past experiences are. What I want to ask you is, what do you want it to be? What do you want it to look like? You know, Ken was talking about how someone asked for a refund. And guys, look, this is the reality. We all got started in a pre-launch situation where we're launching a company from scratch, which means that, you know, we're going to have to deal with, we're the trailblazers. We're the ones that are going to go prove the model. We're the ones that are going to go out there and make this thing happen to create the belief for the rest of the people that come on board from here on out. So you chose to be a part of something in that stage. But let me share something with you, because we've done this before. Through that stage, there are a couple challenges, like, shipping's not when you want it to be, or whatever it might be. And the funny part is some people will find whatever thing they can to basically keep creating the life that they already have, which is not the life that they want. So it doesn't matter if it's, the shipping or the whatever. The bottom line is you have to recognize that we have patterns. We have things that basically have been holding us back, and we don't know what those things are. So I just want you to be conscious of the decisions that you make, or the way that you feel about things going through this stage. But this is what you also have to recognize. Big problems, big pay. Little problems, little pay. Like, guys, bagging groceries, that's a little problem, but it also has very little pay. Pre-launching a company and going out there and being the trailblazers, being the ones that go out there and make it happen in a big, big way, we're going to deal with challenges that the people that are coming after us will not have to deal with. But because we're the ones dealing with the challenge, we're going to have big pay. And that is if you take action. All right. I see people are messaging me some crazy stuff. I don't know how to handle that. Read the comments, Mark, and see if you can handle what they're talking about. Well, maybe it's coming to me. Kim, send that to, yeah. But at any rate, let me see. I think I might be able to. All right. So with that being said, I got it handled. So guys, what we're about to do here is going to be absolutely amazing. And I just want to share with you, just like Mark and Judy had walked away from an amazing income, there's been other people here that have also done the same thing. There's people that have joined us that didn't work with us in the past, that are walking away from substantial, just incredible incomes to be a part of what we're doing. Because what we have is something that the masses can win. It is something where we can truly help people. Guys, look, this vision and this mission was started out of all the things that we were not happy about that we saw in the industry. It was about creating a place that's different. It's about creating a company that was founded in the roots of what it is that we believe this industry is designed for. And what that is where you can bring incredible products to the marketplace at an affordable price, where you can build a true customer base, to where someone doesn't have to be a, guru or whatever to be able to do it, or an influencer and all that other kind of crap that you're hearing about nowadays. I'm seeing more people that are going into coaching and all these other different things. And the reality of it is, it's because most of them have been with companies that the average person could never win. And what I can share with you is the model that we're going to create here, the model that is being created here, is something that somebody doesn't have to be trained on how to drink a cup of coffee. Somebody doesn't have to be trained on how to eat a freaking bagel. If they can learn 2 questions. 1, do you know anybody eats bagels or drinks coffee? Have you heard about the coffee and bagel diet that everyone's been talking about? Guys, if you can learn those 2 things, you can create massive success by sharing your story, adding them to a Facebook group, connecting them to someone else, so where you don't have to be the one to answer all the questions. Guys, we have a very simple system that anybody can do it. And if you just plug in and take all out massive action and go out there and do this, your life can absolutely change over the coming years. And the reason why I say the coming years, some people are going to do it quicker. Some people are going to, it might take years, but it doesn't really matter. Like, I look at people, they work 40 years, 40 hours a week to retire for 40% of what they could barely live off of during the time that they're working. But then they want to quit a business 2 months in because the shipping was late or whatever else. And the bottom line is that in life, that anything that's worth doing is worth working for. It's worth going through the stuff. It's worth whatever. It's like, guys, I hate the gym. I absolutely hate to go out there and work out, but I made a decision that I wanted to have a certain body. So I hired a trainer, and I hired a trainer and I pay him every month. I pay him at the beginning of the month. That way I have to go, because I know that it's easy for me to not go. It's easy for me to make up excuses. In fact, the trainer was out for a week, and I literally pull up into the gym and my buddy calls me on the phone, and I'm sitting there talking to him for an hour in the parking lot of the gym. And I was like, man, I have other stuff to go do. And I left the gym after I talked to him for an hour in the gym parking lot because my trainer wasn't there. And the bottom line is that, we all say that everybody wants to. Everybody wants to be successful. Everybody says they want to have a great body, but they're not willing to do the work. And what I want to tell you is that you don't have to go hire a trainer in our company, an outside guru or whatever. We have people right here that can help you, that can be your accountability partner, that can push you, but you have to give yourself permission, and you have to give them permission to be able to work with you and push you. So guys, what I want to talk about real quick is the importance of, when we're bringing new people on board, on how we can help them tap into their greatness. And what that looks like, and it's what we call our welcome call. And this is so important because it's where we really get, let's face it, people act emotionally. People don't do things based on logic or common sense. I mean, just look around the world today. Most people don't follow common sense. They don't follow logic. They follow emotion. So our job, our role in creating the environment that we're going to create is to help people, one, recognize that they can have more than what they're giving themselves permission for. Number two, to help them to tap into that emotion and then connect that emotion to the 4-step system that we have. Guys, it's no more complicated than that. And what that looks like is helping these people to dream, helping them to recognize that they can do so much more. And it's amazing when I get on calls with people and I ask them, what's your dream income? What would you like to see? And they say, well, I don't really know. Well, I haven't really thought about it. And what I will do is ask them a possibility question. And what a possibility question is like, hey, look, I know that you haven't really thought about it, but if you did think about it, what would that number be? And it's crazy how when you give them permission to say, hey, there's no right or wrong answer. I know you don't have a number, but if you did have a number, what would it be? Boom, they'll come up with a number. And then what we want to ask them is, what does it look like when you are making ABC that they say they want to make? It might be an extra 500. It might be an extra 5,000, whatever that is. We want to say, that's awesome. So let me ask you this. How does it look, and what changes when you have an extra their number? What changes in your life? Because we want to get them to emotionally tie in to, what does that look like? What does it feel like? So we call this AB. You hear me talk about it, and I talk about it a whole lot. And the reason why is because it's important. So affirm. We want to get them to affirm what it is that they want, what that looks like, visualize. And then we want them to emotionally tie into it, which is for the E. So A is affirm. So, hey, you want to make $5,000 a month. Awesome. So then what I might do is, as I'm talking to them, ask them a few more questions. I'm going to find out, what's important to them. What does that look like? And then what I'm going to have them do is write out a very short affirmation for themselves. It might be, I'm the leader people are looking for. It might be, I enjoy creating $5,000 a month from the comfort of my home. And then have them speak that into existence every single day, every single day, every single day. I want them to speak that into their life. And then as I'm talking to them, I want them to visualize that and explain to me what it looks like. And then from there, I want them to emotionally, all right, so great. Now you see it. So what does it feel like when that happens? And guys, if we can get them to emotionally tie into that feeling, and they say, wow, it'll be so. The other day I did a welcome call, and And the guy was saying, you know what, it'd be great to not have to worry about the child support anymore. It'd be great. Great. How does that feel? Man, it would just take so much stress off of my life. Awesome. Well, this is the deal. If you don't want to have to worry about that stress anymore, all you have to do is this. Boom. Number one, drink coffee, be happy. Number two, share your story with people by asking 2 questions. Number three, connect people into the Facebook group and tag them in a story that they can relate to. Number four, follow up with them. Ask them, what they like most about either trying the coffee, looking at the Facebook page, or sending them the 12-minute video. Because step 3 is use a tool, don't be a tool. Step 4 is connect them to someone else. How do you do that? Guys, it's so simple. You know what? Hey, do you have any questions before you're ready to be happier? Hey, do you have any questions before you're ready to, if they say, hey, what did you like most about what you saw in the Facebook group? Man, I like the energy and the focus. Me too. I love that part. That part's awesome. In fact, that's what most people say. Hey, is there any other questions you have before you're ready to have more energy and focus? And you just use exactly what they shared with you and what they like most on following up and asking them if they need to know anything else before they're ready to get started. And then they're going to share, well, what's this? What's that? And you're like, you know what? That's a great question. You know what? Oh my gosh, I got to introduce you to Lisa. You got to hear her story. In fact, she can answer that way better than I can. Boom, connect with Lisa. Hey, oh my gosh, you got to meet Kim. And I'm just going to connect them to someone else. And that's step 4. I might connect them in a messenger group. I might connect them on a Facebook page, or a Facebook Messenger thread. And then that person's going to ask for the connect, like, hey, why don't we just jump on? And then guys, you connect them if you suck at like, well, I don't know how to do 3-way calls. Great. Connect them in Messenger. And then that leader can basically say, you know what? That's a great question. Hey, let's connect real quick. And then you can just press the button right there and call them right from Messenger. Guys, you can do a 3-way call right from Messenger. So you're going to connect them, and then basically they're going to connect the call. And guys, that's the reason why people don't have to learn how to be great in this business, because we're going to do it for you. We're going to do it with you, and then you're going to do it on your own. So guys, in closing, this is what I want to talk about. We all have been telling ourselves a story. We've all been we have in the back of our minds on what is possible and all that stuff. And I just want to share with you a quick story that made me realize how much more powerful we are than we ever imagined that we were. And guys, what I want to talk about, I remember when I was a kid and I went to the circus. And when I was there, I remember like they use the elephants, and the elephants are like pulling these big ropes, and these huge tents are being pulled up, and the elephants are like pulling all these big cables and erecting these massive tents, with 50+ foot poles, if not higher than that, and pulling the tent up with it. And they're just so powerful, right? And then I remember being outside, and then the elephants were like tied up to a little tiny string with a little stake in the ground. And I'm sitting there going, how in the world is this elephant, like that little tiny string is holding them? And like they just pulled up these tents and all this stuff. They're so strong. And this little twig, like just like a straw in the ground with a little string tied to their leg. So I go and I look it up, and I learned on how they train an elephant. And an elephant, when they're a baby elephant, they tie the elephant to a huge chain, to a huge tree that they cannot pull down. And that elephant will pull and pull and pull until their leg gets sore and gets to where the pain is where they're not even going to pull anymore. And they realize that they cannot go. And what happens is, as the elephant realizes that, then they can go down on the sides of the chain to a smaller chain, to a smaller chain, to a smaller chain. And then what happens is that elephant, anytime it feels something on its leg, it feels like it can't go anywhere. And that same elephant is now being staked to the ground with the size of a straw stick, and they stay there. And I'm sharing this story because every single one of you all are far greater than you give yourself and have way more powerful than you even imagine. But through your programming and through your, whoever your school systems and your whatever it is, and it was never done like purposely to hold you back, but we've created this system in our mind where we've held ourselves back with the program, and we think that we're chained. We think that we can't break that chain. We think that the program and the system and the model that we're in has us stuck. And what I'm telling you is that you're far more powerful than you give yourself credit. You have so much greatness within you. You just have to be willing to break the program, to break the story that you've been telling yourself, what you've been using to hold yourself back. There are no chains that can hold you back in this company. There's nothing that's going to keep you from creating the greatness except for what's right here in your belief system, guys. We left huge incomes to go out there and do this, and I'll be damned if we're going to fail. There is absolutely no possibility. It's not even a possibility. The thing is that you have to have that belief system. You have to know that you're much greater than what you've given yourself credit for. It doesn't matter what your past is. It doesn't matter what you went through. It's where you're going. The thing is that if you just focus in on where you're going and not where you are, you can do anything. I remember when I was just flat broke and my wife is telling me and she's showing me these bills and I'm like, I don't want to look at my bills. I don't want to look at where I am. What I want to look at is where I'm going. And guys, in 90 days, we changed our life. In 90 days, we turned everything around and it didn't matter what the bill was. It didn't matter what the debt was. What mattered is where I was going. And guys, what I'm telling you is what we're going to create here is going to be far greater, far bigger than anything that we've ever done. So you have to say, I'm ready to take my life to the next level, and I'm going to do far greater, far bigger than I ever have. With that being said, love you guys. Everybody have a great night.
Love y'all. Thank you. See you tomorrow night.
Good night, everyone.
Bye-bye.